What's up, guys? It's Captain Rex Production 72, and welcome to Building Christophsis, episode 15. If you're unaware, this is a series where I build the Battle of Christophsis. Well, basically my version of it, because as some people decided to point out, it's not accurate to the movie. Yes, it is inspired by the Clone Wars movie, but it's not 100% accurate. So to you people, I say, I don't care. But yeah, this is episode 15. We're doing battle damage. So I did say last week it was changed to 18 episodes. It might, if I decide to do like a small details part 2, because I was going for a lot of parts that I had lying around, and well, it turns out I have a lot more parts lying around than I thought. See, I had this Lego City helicopter hot from, I think it's 2018 or 19. I know I got it last year, but I think the set is a bit older than that. But yeah, I got it as a gift from a family member, and what basically happened is it sat up on the shelf that's above the mark, and it constantly broke in half and fell off the shelf from time to time with the smallest gust of wind because the set was really light. But yeah, like if I left my window open, it would start to move around. So it kind of started to break. It ended up breaking in half when I was cleaning. So I decided to, just finally. I thought to myself, it was worth more to me as parts than it was a complete set. So I got rid of that in favor of just having the parts because the helicopters have got some pretty cool parts. I kept all the parts. I gave the minifigs to my little brother and any of the part print because a few printed parts in there surprisingly that had like police logos and whatnot. But yeah, there's some really cool parts in there. So this episode we're gonna be focusing on battle damage. So I'm just gonna quickly zoom out. Oh, we're already completely zoomed out. I'll put the camera back here so I can show you guys the parts supply we have for this episode. Yeah, we have a lot of parts to work with today. Just show you guys some of these. This is a really cool piece. It was in the helicopter. This net. I'm been trying to find a way to use that. One other thing that I kind of pre-built. It's not the final design. At least I don't think it is. Is this? I want to use this like an air conditioning unit or just something. The blue will make it fit in with Christophsis, so that's quite good. But yeah. The main focus is the battle damage. Small details could have a part 2, potentially. Have a part 2. I rather didn't, to be honest. I would like to end this on August 7th. I don't want to be doing this, say, any longer than that. Because as much as I have enjoyed making this, I want to get back to what I was doing beforehand. Like, if that makes sense, because Figure Friday, doing reviews, all those sorts of videos were a lot of fun to do. And I'd really like to do those again. So it's been 2 months since I've done anything that isn't building Christophsis. So I think you guys can understand. But who knows? There might be that part of me that goes, "Oh, what the heck? Let's do I don't know, episode 19." But yeah, as of this point, I think we have surpassed building form, which only had 14 episodes, and that was including its final 13 or 14, something like that. But yeah, this episode's battle damage. So yeah, obviously the tower is and part of the bridge is on fire and the fighter tank is on fire, but we're thinking like ground battle damage. So not everything I'm going to build on camera because I'm going to be experimenting. One thing that I found that I really want to experiment with after I seen something similar on a on a Lego mock that I seen in a mock page on Facebook, and I kind of want to try do this as well because I thought this was quite cool. Someone was using these pieces and just trying to get a hold of a couple. To give you guys a decent example, they were using pieces like this and they were using them as smoke emanating from the grounds. So yeah, and plus this is a Clone Wars mock, so it will bring that cartoony look to it as well. Considering it's all like the animated design minifigures, this will just look, to me that'll fit right in. So I've got some of those pieces. I did come across a lot more blue, so there could be a lot more, blue bits lying around. So if I don't do a small details part 2 episode, then the way this is looking is this will be the final building episode. Because after this it's vehicle placement, then minifig placement, then the final, which is episode 18. So yeah, I think this is potentially the last building episode, unless I make a split-second decision to go, do you know what, we'll have 19 episodes. So today we're just going to start off the battle damage, and then we're just going to continue from there. So I'm gonna do that in a second. So yeah, that will start in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so I know I said I wouldn't build everything on camera, but I've made two things. One of them quite cool, the other one not so much. So I added this piece. I know I said I was using it for ventilation or something, but it does have some slight movement to it. I added it on the end of the separate headquarters. I just felt like it fitted in there quite well. So I'm probably going to end up sticking with that. Not down until over here. And I'm going to be filling that in, probably, so you'll see that in the next jump cut. I added these windows over the front of the command. I know I still want it to look destroyed, but I wanted to have some sort of windows there so they could see out within the battle, which I thought would be quite cool. I'm also going to be adding more fuel because I actually found some of those pieces. I know I said in the last episode I couldn't find any. Found a pick-a-brick cup. They were all at the bottom of a pick-a-brick cup. So yeah, that happened. But yeah, I'm really loving the way this looks now. I might add an extra chair or something in there. But yeah, also did that. Looking pretty good. Now I'm going to go experiment with the smoke pieces. See how that turns out. I'm pretty sure those pieces are normally used as the ice cream pieces in Lego City. I'm not 100% sure. Another thing that I'm going to be doing is I'm going to actually be extending the ladder so that it's probably a better, length. So if the ladder actually makes sense, so I'll see you guys in the next update. So, going in, there's already one that's severely obvious. I've tried the smoke technique. Now I think that looks like kind of a dust cloud of like an explosion that's happened. I'm really happy with the way that one turned out. I had only enough parts to make two of them, so the other is over here. Thought it makes sense to put one next to the fighter tank, so that looks quite cool. So the other things I added a crate there with what pieces I had left of those smooth 1x1s, and it's kind of like thermal detonators in a crate. Over here we just have some like Republic marked storage bins. One of them's like unmarked and the rest of them are kind of, just doing the other one in the middle is just doing its own thing, although I've got two different types of Republic symbol. I did not have two of those spare to use on that. For those of you who really want me to do the building on camera, that will be happening very soon. But yeah, for things like that and just like the smoke clouds and all that, it's prototyping. It's just like spur of the moment type things that I can't really do on camera because it would be wasting your time. Now I know I said this probably would be the last episode. With building it won't, because when I do the vehicle placement next week, I'm going to be building like damage around the vehicles because I need to leave space open for the AAT and the Corporate Alliance tanks on this side, and we're going to have like two bark speeders this side. One of them probably will be blowing up or something. I have no idea how I'm going to be doing that or what it's going to be doing with that. Right now I'm trying to think of a way I can incorporate that net piece, and I've been thinking about a way of having some extra detail along here. I've come up with that, so this is kind of small detail slash battle damage, but as for battle damage there's going to be things like fire and whatnot just all over the place. This place look decimated. I'm going to add like, I'm going to make the terrain look worse and just all that sort of kind of thing. But yeah, I have like a lot of parts to do this, so I'm just going to go all out with the whole thing. So yeah, this is going to look cool. Next thing I think I might tackle right this instant is the ladder, make it longer. I have the exact part to do so I'm going to be doing that. I don't know when I'm going to be doing building on camera, but I really want to do it, so don't think I'm not going to do it, but yeah, I will be. So see you guys in the next clip. Okay, and the part you're probably anticipating. So I did do those ladders, and that is about all. In fact, I'll show you the ladders from here. Yep, I extended them, and now they look better. But yeah, this is not what this section is about. We are building on camera, so let's start that. So in this section, I have like a whole lot of parts. You guys can kind of see if you look to the corner, right there. That's not all of them, there's a lot of them, and we're doing fire details. So the Separatists are supposed to be winning this battle, so I'm not going to do too much fire detail there. It's more so the Republic that are getting the butts handed to them in this battle. So I'm going to take you over to the Republic side of things, and we're going to start adding fire details. So there's a few different ways that I've noticed. So these are the main kind of fire pieces I'm going to be using. So there's a few different ways I've found of attaching them, because you can't actually attach them into like certain bricks. They're not as good as the ones that are the taller parts that can do the fire details. So yeah, I'm going to stick one here. On this side it's going to be like kind of mostly fire. On the separate side the ground will be all patchy and missing bits and all the terrain will be bumpy. That's kind of what I'm going for, because the public are getting beaten this battle, so I kind of want it to make it look as accurate as possible. Well, not accurate, but like I want the detail to look like kind of as convincing as I can make it. I'm going to cut the camera here. And there's the first one, so I'm going to try and zoom in on it. Just adjust this. There we go. Damn it, I'm pressing the wrong bit here. Right, there we go. So it's kind of coming from an angle. It's been shot from an angle. And it's only just missed the tank, but that doesn't matter because, well, it's more or less blowing up there anyway. So we're just going to continue doing that. Gonna make the ground near it with these black studs. I'm gonna kind of make it look it's kind of ripped a bit of the ground up with it, just for added detail purposes. So I'm just gonna go around that with these pieces here. Just go right round it. That should look quite good in the final result. Small details like this that I love and mock as much as like all the minifigs, the buildings, and the vehicles make it look cool. The small details is probably what makes it, because if I just did this 2 base plates, completely plain, 2 towers and a couple buildings and things, it wouldn't look as good as the way it does now. Like, it would just look so bare, and it wouldn't look great. But yeah, so I'm just going to continue to go around here. I hope you guys are enjoying this, because at first I didn't think I would be doing a building on camera. Purely because, well, all I'm doing is adding fire pieces, and you guys probably had enough of me doing that when I did the tower fire. Yeah, so trying to add those the best I can. Obviously you guys can see that I am repeatedly knocking down those fire parts, so I'm trying not to do that as kind of the main task. But yeah, there it is. It is complete. Yeah, I'd say that's pretty complete. I'm pretty happy with the way that looks, but yeah. Probably going to add a few more things like that. Just going to go through my parts here and just find all the bits, because I've got some studs that you can connect the fire parts into. The ones that have the small holes, so those are like the most useful things in the world to me right now. Those things are probably what's mostly making this fire happen, because these are not the fire pieces that can connect into certain bricks. For instance, you can get the fire parts that connect right into these, no questions asked, but mine are not like that. So I'll show you guys what I mean. If I try to do that, here's what happens. No result. It looks like it goes in there, but it really doesn't. It's that small bit in the end that prevents it. So these are more for, you know, adding on to clips and whatnot. But right now, as we speak, I am assembling some parts that will then go onto it. The studs that have the holes, basically, I'm just going through them all and adding in the fire so they can be added to the mock. I'm actually going to cut the camera here just for a few seconds while I do this, because I'm just wasting time here. So as it stands, I should have another few of these. It's kind of difficult to find them when you've got so many other one by one studs around them. They can camouflage themselves quite easily, but you know, I'm just going to use these 2 that I have right here in different places. Going to have one sort of here as well, like it's been shot from the same area. So I want it to kind of look like that. Yeah, that looks good. Just going to put some of those black studs around it in circles, but yeah. Not sure if these ones, no, I'm actually going to put those ones next to each other and build it up a bit more. Just going to do that. So I thought about it and said it would look better as one piece, kind of like the other one does. So any more of these that I do, I'm going to make them all sort of the one piece look. I think that would probably be the best way to go about them. And those rings of the black studs around them, I think that completes the look quite a lot. Yeah, I know we didn't start right away with the battle damage details, but again, there'll be not every... no, I don't mean that. In episodes to come, there still will be battle details to do. This is not the final building. As much as you might get the impression of that, since the next episodes are vehicle placement, minifig placement, then it's the final. But in those episodes, anything that I feel I should add, I will add. So yeah, don't worry about that. Not the last episode, but you guys will see me doing the building. But I'm going to remove that one. I'm going to add that, because I don't want it to be like a perfect like shape around it, if that makes sense. Like, I want the studs to be able to go around, but I don't want it to be like dumb. I don't want it to look, you know, I want to have like a sort of organic look to it, as if it's, you know, just started to burn up the ground. So that's why it's not like perfect shapes around anything. But yeah, damn, now I'm liking it. That is looking great. The fire is taking shape. That's kind of what I wanted when I envisioned it. So yeah, I'm just going to keep going through the parts. I'm going to cut the camera when I do, so to save time. So I'm going to have to stop the filming in about a few minutes to, go dig through my other parts to see if there's any more of those studs with the holes in them or anything that I can use like that. But until then, I'm just going to put like crack kind of details in the ground, like the ground is cracking. So just like random kind of wavy around lines with 1x1 studs. It's probably how I'm going to achieve that. So as long as I continue with this sort of pattern, they don't all have to be the same colour because it's, well, it's been hit like by artillery shells and just things of that nature that have kind of just destroyed the ground completely. So that's more or less what the look is. Just try and get it right. And yeah, I feel like I'm doing a good job of it. Kind of get it to focus there. There's a lot of visible noise. It's all the colours, and it's the fact there's a lot of dark colours with the grey and stuff. Colours like white, I don't really think that's a problem as far as I've been aware. Like I've been watching videos on, how to make like the perfect YouTube background and like for reviews, and the colour white doesn't show too much visible noise. It depends on the kit you're using and stuff. Okay then, so there's the first one. I'm gonna do one more, then I'm gonna stop this section and this part of the video and look for more of those pieces so that we may continue with the fire, because I definitely feel as if that's not enough fire. There should be a small amount of fire on the side, but this side should have more because it's the losing side. So yeah, I'm just gonna continue to go through parts here. Right, I've got the last of the ones here that I can use for the cracks in the ground, so I'm just gonna start working on that. So this one is going to be kind of smaller, but it's more or less just going to go towards the boy barricade that's here, if you guys can't see that. I will zoom out and show you what part I'm referring to in the moment. Oh, that's a red piece. I've picked up a wrong part by accident. I will add more fuel pouring out the fighter tank now that I am able to do that, because I think that's a cool look. Well, at least I think it is anyway. But yeah, so this is the last bit I'm doing right this instant. Then I am going to cut the camera and go find the pieces. So yeah, I'm just going to zoom out and show you the progress. This is looking... I am stunned. I'm amazed that it looks this good from what I've been doing. But you're not the end of the battle damage detail. It is at the moment while I go shift through the last of my parts and find what pieces I can do. Then I think we'll be on towards the end of this episode. And yeah, see you guys once I have more parts. So I did some work off camera for a good reason. There was a bit of background noise, well, quite a bit, so I didn't want to bother filming, but I wanted to crack on with building. So here's what we did. I added some extra stonework going around here, like some destroyed stonework that kind of goes around there. I want to take this time to apologise for any and all interruptions during filming. I apologise, but yeah, I added that area there. Sorry, I lost track on something. I did that. Felt kind of cool. Just for detail purposes. Over here, you can see that big area I've added. I'm not sure if I like that one or not, but it kind of looks alright. Like a big clump of earth that's just been blown up. Again, I want the Republic side to look like the losing side in this battle, but yeah, we're going to crack on with this, because this is a building on camera section. So I'm going to start with the cracks. Again, we're going to add more of those. I want the terrain here just to be more so ruined by tanks than it is, destroyed by, like laser fire, because, like I said, the Republic, I want them to look like they are losing this battle, because that's kind of what I'm going for. Because we've got the destroyed fighter tank, we've got loads of fire on their side. I want the Separatist side to look not damaged, but not nearly as damaged as the Republic side. So, adding all these bits of rock and all that. Basically, the droid tanks and whatnot have just destroyed the ground and stuff. So yeah, it's better than having a flat ground, because I wasn't able to do that hexagonal shape or hexagon type shape that is on the ground in Christophsis. I unfortunately was not able to do that. I think I will add some more crystal pieces. So at some point, I'm gonna go cut the camera and go find myself some more of those, because I do have more of them. I just don't have them on the table. When I go through my parts, the bin I keep the parts in sits on my bed. It's not like directly on the table. I feel like I should mention that. I probably have mentioned that before though. I want lots of cracks coming out of this explosion kind of area that's been hit. That would make sense to me. It doesn't look as good as the other fire kind of damaged areas, but I still think it looks decent for what it is. It's kind of like it's been blown up and the fire's just dying out. It's kind of just going away. That's what I think I've accomplished with that. But yeah, so I'm just gonna keep going with this. That crack's just kind of formed a little bit. There'll be one here that's kind of about a million times worse. Like that'll be going right up to the drain. The drain I am going to be filling in with black parts like it originally was. I was going to change it, but I think we'll just stick with the black kind of lining that was originally around it. I think we'll stick with that. That looked good. I know this is probably a long episode. I just realised how long this probably is, but it'll be the last one probably that's really long. Because it's the last one that'll be 100% all building. The rest of them will be part building, but mostly placement of things. But yeah, I know this area where the separatist stuff is kind of looks empty, but just wait till this vehicle. At least I think it looks kind of empty. You guys might have a completely different thought from me. But yeah, just going to keep doing this. I need to get more of those studs. Plenty of more black and red studs. Definitely going to be able to get quite a lot of detail. I don't care if this episode drones on forever because, well, this is the last one that's all building, and yeah, it could end up being an hour long. Well, hopefully it isn't. I'm hoping 45 minutes is the longest this one goes. It's been a while since we've had an episode that's really been that long. I think the longest one episode is Tower Fire and Republic Wall. I don't even know how it was that long. It kind of just went over my head, the length of that episode. It's just crazy. I mean, we're already like nearly 5 minutes into this clip of the episode, so think about it. It all adds up. So I'm just looking here for, you know, some of those black stud type pieces. I'm actually struggling to find. I need 3 more. So I was only able to find 1, so I think I'll have like fire or something there. Some sort of battle damage. I'll have to go there. But you know, well, actually no, I can't do battle damage there because of the way that it's built. So I'm actually going to have to kind of reconsider this because it's all smooth here, so I can't actually put any fire parts there, so I'm going to have to think of something else. I'm going to go cut the camera and look at some parts, be back in a second. So unfortunately I couldn't find any more of those, I've used them all. But I have the next best thing, a control panel to activate to go into the sewers. So if I'm able to attach this, which for some reason I have a slight difficulty doing, I'm actually going to have to put some studs underneath that aren't black, but they'll be hidden so you won't see it so much, or at all really, so it's not really a big issue. But yeah, I'm just going to add those. I'm just going to use orange ones underneath, because I'm going to make it look more, you know, kind of, well, sci-fi-ish. Wow, that was a terrible term to use. But yeah, I'm just going to add that. So now we have a control panel to go into the sewers, which is a really cool detail. I never ever thought to do that until just now, so that is a development. But yeah, let's continue. So, just gonna continue to add, you know, more damage to bits of the ground, just make it look as wrecked and as shot up as possible. Again, this side is not so much the fire that's the problem, it's really just like the terrain is all over the place. That's kind of what I'm going for here. But yeah. Sorry about today's commentary, it's terrible. Wait, isn't it all my commentary? Well, I'm questioning my commentary now. Thank you, YouTube. Well, but anyway, all jokes aside, I'm just going to continue. So it's kind of there's part of it that's kind of mounted up a little. But at least it looks more professional than some of the other stuff I've done. I mean, if you look at the rock work I did in building form, it isn't that great, but if I'm being honest, this isn't really rock work I'm doing, it's more so just like trying to make the ground look worn out and more or less just destroyed. But I also got some crystal pieces, so we're going to add some more of them crystals about the place. So I think we'll have some crystals up here because it's kind of looking bare. The Republic area has kind of been cleared of crystals up here. It's more so this area because the separatists are mining them and using them for things. So that's what those are doing there. Build a few into the barricade as well, because they've just made that makeshift kind of barricade, so it should have some of them in it. Yeah, I think that looks great. Sorry for that cut there, my brother came in to talk to me, so I had to cut this. Those do happen during my videos. I know some people complain a lot for some reason. Yes, it's imperfect. I live with people. You're going to hear noises. Stop complaining. But yeah. Yep, that one piece just doesn't want to... there we go. And we'll sprinkle a few like random crystals throughout the ground. In fact, no, we're going to use these ones over here. Just like the odd one just sprinkled throughout the place to just give it that look. But yeah, that looks nice. So we're just going to do some more ground like demolition. I will do some more on the Republic side soon. Right now I'm just more or less focusing on the Separatist side. But yeah, try to just get that battle damaged look going with it. And well, once that's done, I'll be really happy with the way things are, because this mock has just been... I don't think I've really had that much problems, apart from I was doing the the Separatist Command Center part, and I realised I didn't have enough bricks to make it as big as I wanted to. That's the only issue I think I've actually ran into during this. But yeah, I'm going to have some fire popping out of this one. But yeah, the way that's done actually, that looks really nice. Yeah, it's another kind of bit that's kind of fire, the fire's kind of going out, but yeah. I know it doesn't look that great, but you know, this is my really fun second attempt to make a huge scale mock with all the details. I have made mocks even when I wasn't doing YouTube, but this is my first really big attempt at making one that's got every little detail thought about and whatnot. So give me credit where it's due, please. But yeah, we're just gonna continue with this. One thing I would love to do is building Mustafar. I think that'd be quite an interesting one to do. Cause I know other people have done building Christophsis, but I would like to do my own one, if that makes sense. But yeah, so I'm just going to add a couple more, just another handful of bits that make the ground look all shot up. And then I think we will move on to the next phase, which will be the Republic's bit and a bit of fuel coming out the fighter tank. Then I think we'll have to cap off today's episode, because it is going on for a long time, this one. But yeah. So okay, so that's the Separatist side done. Looking really sharp. I'm really the reason I've not done the rest of it is because the Republic will probably only be hitting this area. There'll be vehicles and stuff, droids as well, so I need to consider those. But let's move on to the public side and start doing that. So the first detail I'm going to add, not too many of these, but I want the fuel to run out of the fighter tank. I want it to be a bit more extensive. We're kind of dripping in like a 2-stud wide, just kind of single file style. So yeah, I want it to kind of go single file, but dripping down. I just want the fuel to be going everywhere, because it's hit the fuel tank's been destroyed, so... Oh, well, not destroyed, it's been punctured, so there's kind of fuel just going everywhere. So, yeah, I'm going to have it pouring down at this side, and it's slowly creeping up towards where the fire is, so... It's kind of like pre-huge explosion, wiping out everything sort of territory. But yeah. And I'm thinking what I should have is, I'm thinking about putting a clone gunner or a clone pilot there, and like a Jedi trying to pull him out. I think that'd be quite cool. But yeah, I think that's what we're going to go for there. So it kind of goes a bit thin in this area. Then it's going to get thick again. Because it's kind of... There's a funny consistency with this fuel is what I'm going to go for. In fact, no, I'll make it thick in this area as well. Because I'm going to put one there. Do you know what? We should keep it consistent and make it thick in all of those bits. It's been a while since I've done work directly next to the fighter tank in one of these. So it's kind of cool to be at this area again. Because this is where we started off on this area. So to me that's quite cool. But yeah, I can't believe I've been doing this for 2 months. And then it's going to come to an end on August 7th. So I'd imagine if we had kept it going for all the episodes I wanted to do, considering the time I took off, it would have been a 3-month long series, which would have been crazy. Like, as much as I am enjoying this, I don't think I could do this for that long. So that, yeah, I'm liking the way that looks, I'm happy with that. I didn't want to go too extensive, but now we're going to move on to destroying more bits of the ground. So I'm going to lower the... Oh, can this go anymore? Yeah, it can. Perfect. So we're just going to start adding, just random bits of destroyed ground over here, because this area is taking a hit. It's got the direct fighter tank, it's got fire, it's got all that smoke. So we want to make it look as good as possible. So yeah, you might wonder why I didn't put so much fire. I think to me the main destruction is the fighter tank and the second tower. That's like where the main sort of destruction is meant to be in this mock, at least for me it is. And it's kind of down to the parts as well. So I've got a handful of parts here, and we're just going to continue making the ground look as blown up as possible. Because otherwise it will just look, I don't want it to look too perfect, too smooth, that would ruin it. Okay, so I have the last handful of parts that I'm going to use in this video. I don't see myself going any further. This one's getting long as it is. As much as the next one is going to be titled vehicle placement, there will be some, vehicle placement and minor details, is what we're going to call it. Sorry about that background noise, but yeah, last handful of parts I'm going to, then we'll just do the outro. I don't want to have too long an outro because I can imagine this one is pretty long as it is, this video. So trying to keep that down a bit, but yeah, this last handful of parts and then that's it. It's kind of crazy. I think like I started this 2 months ago and it's going to be ending very soon. It's kind of like, I've enjoyed doing this, but at the same time I could keep it going. Like I could put it on hiatus, buy more parts and extend it, but I'm not going to do that like that. I don't see the point. This area over here is not going to be so damaged because it's going to be protected by the tower being there, but it's, it's still going to be the battle damage around it. And yeah, that's the last of the parts I'm going to use in today's video. I'm going to lift up the tripod and just give you guys a good view of everything we've done. So we did the ladder, we did the windows there, we added a bit more fuel for the tank, we wrecked the ground just all over with the smoke details as well. We added that kind of fan thing. Just give you guys a good long look. So this section of the video is nearly 15 minutes long, that's crazy. But yeah, this is, now, I'm now going to go cut to the outro. So yeah, I'm just going to adjust this so you guys can see the mock in the outro. So I don't want you to look at the base of a tower, that's not interesting, unless I'm still building it. But yeah, I'm going to position it at an angle where you can kind of see like all the destruction. That's kind of what I want to see. Perfect, well that's the best I'm going to get. So, long episode, and yeah, you can hear a noise in the background, so I'm just going to try and persist with it. So I'm going to try and do this in a matter of minutes because it's nearly 12, it's like 20 to 12, so I kind of want to be doing other things now, but yeah. I like to get up and film these as early as possible, that's kind of what we go for with these, but yeah. I hope you guys have enjoyed the details. Next episode is vehicle placement, but there will still be some slight building. I'm going to do some slight prototyping maybe after this, but after this I want to go get dressed and stuff. I didn't dress anything this morning. But yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed these videos, that now that they're back after my 2.5 weeks or so hiatus of not making them. Again, I do apologise for that noise in the background. Wow, something weird happened there. Well, but yeah, my favourite part has to be this area here with the control panel next to the sewer. That just looks so good. But yeah, so thanks for watching, like, comment and subscribe, check out more videos. We're getting even closer to 500. Yeah, we're getting even closer to 500. Another 33 subscribers and we are at 500, which I will do the face reveal. Like I said, so keep subscribing and we'll get there quicker. These videos are getting a lot of views, so I don't think it'll take too long. Thanks for watching and see you guys on Tuesday with vehicle placement and minor details. See you then.